Hello, and welcome back. I am Maester Aelix, and this is Fallout 4 NCR Lone Ranger. And I have to admit, there are sometimes things that happen in the game that I don't get to record, such as these jackals coming to attack the Brotherhood of Steel. We've seen this before, but this happened while I was coming down from the Predwin and walking
I'll
over
send for
here,
you if I need you.
and apparently these two took care of all of them. And what was most amazing was on one of them was a legendary weapon that I unfortunately picked up off screen, which the I renamed it the Jackal Blaster because it does a lot of damage, and I got it from the Jackals. But it's the cost 25 less action points. I think it was the Rapid Western Revolver. I've since touched it up with the receiver and grip. Or yeah, I know I had the grip from a different one that you saw me pick up like last episode. And so then I touched it up with a receiver that I bought from Arturo. So, basically put two guns into this one because this one had it, renamed it, and now I have it. I would normally not want to do something like that off camera, but, the Jackal Scouts and such left me little choice because they kind of attacked me and I was not recording. So, for that, I am very sorry for not doing it on camera. Normally I would... See, look. Another one. I didn't even see this guy. So, sorry about that, guys. So anyway, with explanations of where did that gun come from, and apologies aside, let's roll. So after helping out the Brotherhood more than just a little bit, she finally gathered all she needed to build the final things of the What's-A-Who's. And just had to wire it all up. Fortunately, she already had the big pile of things. Of course, seeing a giant arcs of lightning on the thing you just made was not a, thing that made you joyful.
Remarkable work, Knight. The signal interceptor appears to be complete. Are you ready to put it to the test?
You sure Ingram knows what she's doing?
Proctor Ingram's managed to keep a 40,000-ton airship aloft for the past 5 years. I'd say that earns her the benefit of the doubt. That being said, this is the first time we've attempted to directly adapt Institute technology. When we throw that switch, we don't know exactly what's gonna happen. God willing, you'll end up inside the Institute, and the mission can continue.
What are the details of my mission?
I'm glad you asked. Now, I want you to listen very carefully. Once you've entered the Institute, we expect to lose contact, so it's imperative you remember everything I'm about to tell you. About 10 years ago, the Brotherhood began recruiting civilian scientists from the capital Wasteland to assist with various projects. During this process, we were able to obtain the services of Dr. Madison Lee, a noted mind in the field of nuclear engineering.
How did the Brotherhood meet Dr. Lee?
She was part of a civilian project in the capital Wasteland that the Brotherhood appropriated. It wasn't difficult to convince her to stay. That said, Dr. Lee's contributions to our cause were instrumental in maintaining order in the capital Wasteland. After some time, she developed differences with the Brotherhood and exiled herself to the Commonwealth. We're fairly certain that her intent was to make contact with the Institute.
I'm surprised that the Brotherhood let her go.
Had I been in command, I wouldn't have allowed it to happen. She was a valuable asset. Your mission is simple. Once you're inside the Institute, we want you to track down Dr. Lee's whereabouts. If you find out that she's still alive, make contact with her and convince her to return to the Brotherhood of Steel. There's a special project we're working on, and it needs her attention.
What's this project that needs her attention?
Sorry, that information is classified. I'm sure you understand. Listen to me, Knight. I'm well aware that you're risking your life going into the Institute blind. Just keep your mind on the mission. And don't let anything they say sway you from your duty. Good luck.
Well, that seemed fairly straightforward.
I've checked and rechecked everything. I think the signal interceptor's ready to go. Are you?
Shouldn't we test it first?
Not with a single frequency code. The second you arrive and the Institute figures out which signal we hijacked, they'll change the code, and we're locked out. This is a one-shot deal. So what do you say? You ready to give it a try?
Took her a second to steady her nerves and prepare her mind, but...
Let's do this.
All right. Head up onto the platform and we'll see if I can find a signal to lock onto.
She didn't really want to have to
the
stand...
Institute, right? Well, what are you waiting for?
She really didn't want to have to step into the lightning, but... Well... There's this phrase that goes around. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Are you in or are you out? Make up your mind. Let's see. Relays dialed in. Beam emitters warmed up. Everything looks green. Let me start scanning for the signal. Cross your fingers. I'm inputting the code now. Wow, there's a heck of a lot of interference and ghosting. It's gonna take a minute or two to lock in. By the way, this little trip you're taking is a heck of an opportunity to find out as much as we can about the Institute and what they're up to. I put a clever little program on this holotape that'll scan their network and download anything it finds. If you place it in any terminal down there, it'll do the rest. Bring it back to me and I'll see if I can make sense of whatever it found. Well, well. Looks like we have a winner.
Dr. Lee is a
RF
valuable
wave
asset.
capture complete.
If any harm comes to
Ramping
her,
the emitter.
I'm holding you personally
60%,
responsible.
80%. Emitter spiking but steady. All that's left is to throw the transmit switch. Transmitting in 3, 2, 1. Stay safe, soldier.
Being teleported was actually a bit more pleasant than she expected. She expected, like, nausea or headaches or something, but no, it was odd. But it was more like someone, sudden pressure change. Her ears popped a bit, but nothing really terrible. She figured it was most likely from going from above ground to underground. Before really going into this place, she wanted to take a look around.
Hello. I wondered if you might make it here. You're quite resourceful. I'm known as Father. The Institute is under my guidance. I know why you're here. I'd like to discuss things with you face to face. Please, step into the elevator.
Hearing a great big voice come out of absolutely nowhere, well, it caused anyone a little bit of a start. And she knew the jig was up. They knew she was here. But the least she could do is at least look around. See what could be seen. Plus, there was a terminal right here. Well, ain't nothing to do but to face the music.
think of us. I'd like to show you that you may have the wrong impression. Welcome to the Institute. This is the reality of the Institute. This place, these people, the work we do. For over 100 years, we've dedicated ourselves to humanity's survival. Decades of research, countless experiments and trials, a shared vision of how science can help shape the future. It has never been easy, and our actions are often misinterpreted by those above ground. Someday, perhaps, we can show them what we've accomplished. But for now, we must remain underground. There's too much at stake here to risk it all. As you've seen, things above are unstable. I'd like to talk to you about what we can do for everyone. But that can wait. You are here for a specific reason.
Now, she'd seen a lot of people hole up over the years, and people who hide, well, generally they're cowards. I mean, hiding for a minute to catch your breath and get your wits about you, that's one thing. That's just being evasive. But for over 100 years, yeah, these people were cowards, and she's seen and heard what this institute does. Make monstrosities, steal people and replace them, mess with people's lives, remove entire colonies. I mean, the Brotherhood were a bit stiff-necked and single-minded at times, but this was just mean dickery at a whole new level. Yeah, she wasn't going to listen to this father's honeyed words. Not much that he could offer her. Except for Kellogg, but she already got that all on her own. The walls here must have been thin, because she heard someone coming. Or at least walking around a bit. She also wondered why they had a kid in like a zoo cage or something.
Sean?
Huh? Yes, I'm Sean.
Hi there.
Who are you?
Sean, where is everyone?
Father, what's going on? What's happening?
Come on, let me in.
What's going on? Father? Father!
Whoa, whoa. Why are you so afraid?
I don't know you. Go away. Father! Father, help me! There's someone here, help me!
Who is Father? Where is he?
Father? Father, help me! She's trying to take me! Father? Father, help me!
No, she really wasn't. She was more curious on what the heck in the hay is going on.
Sean. S923, recall code Cirrus.
Oh, it's one of them
Fascinating,
synths.
but disappointing. The child's responses were not at all what I anticipated. He's a prototype, you understand. We're only just now beginning to explore the effects of extreme emotional stimuli. Please try and keep an open mind. I recognize that you are emotional, and that your journey here has been fraught with challenges. Let's start anew. I am Father. Welcome to the Institute.
Father. That's your name? Your title?
Father is my unofficial title. It's what I've come to mean to the people of the Institute.
Just help me understand what's going on here.
I promised answers, and answers you shall have. But I need you to realize that this situation is far more complicated than you could have imagined. You have traveled very far. Well, your tenacity and dedication have been rewarded. It's good to finally meet you. After all this time. It's me. I am Sean.
Really?
Yes. It's true. In the vault, they had no concept of the passage of time. You believed that 10 years had passed. Is it really so hard to accept that it was not 10, but 60 years? That is the reality. And here I am. Raised by the Institute, and now its leader.
Oh, so now she got it, that this must have been the kid that was kidnapped all that long ago. Oh, well, that was making sense, but...
They stole you. Kidnapped you. It wasn't right.
Right, wrong, irrelevant. It was necessary. The Institute believed humanity's future depended on it. At that time, the year 2227, the Institute had made great strides in synth production. But it was never enough. Scientific curiosity and the goal of perfection drove them ever onward. What they wanted was the perfect machine. So they followed the best example thus far. The human being. Walking, talking, fully articulate, capable of anything.
I think I see where this is going.
Then perhaps you already understand why it was necessary for the Institute to acquire me. The Institute endeavored to create synthetic organics. The most logical starting point, of course, was human DNA. Plenty of that was available, of course, but it had all become corrupted. In this wasteland, radiation affected everyone. Even in their attempts to shield themselves from the world above, members of the Institute had been exposed. Another source was necessary. But then the Institute found me, after discovering records from Vault 111. An infant, frozen in time, protected from the radiation-induced mutations that had crept into every other human cell in the Commonwealth. I was exactly what they needed. And so it was my DNA that became the basis of the synthetic organics, used to create every human-like synth you see today. I am their father. Through science, we are family.
Wow, that's an interesting story.
It really is. I know you must have questions. Please. Anything I can do to help you understand.
Kellogg. He worked for you?
Kellogg. He was an Institute asset long before I arrived here. It wasn't until I became director that I learned of all the things he'd done. What kind of man he was.
You knew the man was a psychopath, but you used him anyway?
I don't expect you to understand or agree with the decision. The Institute took advantage of Kellogg's vicious nature. I will freely admit that. Institute technology prolonged his life, and his usefulness far beyond any normal human lifespan. He never failed the Institute, but his cruelty became more apparent with every completed objective. I won't lie. It's no coincidence your path crossed his. It seemed a fitting way to have some amount of revenge. What else can I say to ease your mind?
I think I've heard enough for now.
Very well. The Institute is on the verge of some important breakthroughs. Your presence would be appreciated as we approach them. I've been a part of something amazing here. I've helped to build a life for myself and the people of the Institute. And now, after all these years, you have an opportunity to help with that. Doesn't that intrigue you? Isn't that what you want?
I won't be a part of this. I can't.
Why? Because of the reputation of the Institute. The Institute can provide a better life than anything above ground. You've been in the Commonwealth. You've seen what it's like. I assure you that you are better off with us.
How can you say that? How can you be so dismissive of all those people? Everything they've done.
Because it is the simple truth. And I believe you know it too. I simply ask that you give the Institute, me, a chance. A chance to show you what I've been telling you. We really do have humanity's best interest at heart. Will you take that chance?
I'm sorry. I can't do that.
I'm sorry to hear that. I had certainly hoped we could work together. But every man must make his own decisions. If you choose to leave, I cannot force you to stay. Understand, though, that I cannot allow you to remain within the Institute. You may have safe passage back to the relay, where you will be sent back to the surface. But from that point, you must be considered hostile. I am sorry. I must think first of the safety of the Institute. And in the cruel world that has developed, those who are not with us are against us. The elevator will return you to the relay.
Yeah, but she had a job to do. So while she could go back to the relay, she wasn't planning on it. She had to talk to Dr. Lee and find Virgil's serum and all that wonderful stuff. Of course, this probably was pretty well planned out by Father, seeing she didn't see any other way out of this place. At least not yet.
Sean, can we talk about this?
Have you reconsidered your decision?
She decided to be a bit more cunning and, you know, tell him what he wants to hear so she can get her job done.
Sean, Isn't there some other option? Some other way we could work things out?
You've seen the Commonwealth. You must have some idea of how this world works. You're either with us or you're not. I'm afraid it's that simple.
I've changed my mind. I'll work with you.
Well, that's good to hear. All right, then. The Institute is now your home, as much as it is mine. Please take some time, get to know it. Meet the people you'll be working with. You'll want to introduce yourself to the division heads. Dr. Fillmore in Facilities, Dr. Ao in SRB, Dr. Holdren in Bioscience, and finally Dr. Lee in Advanced Systems. They've all been notified of your arrival, of course. Meet them, and then we'll discuss what comes next.
Excellent. That's just what she was looking to do. Now it's just a matter of getting out of here. Oh, now the door's open. Seemed almost magical. Yeah. Well, this institute was a clean place.
Almost
It wasn't
done.
exactly a
Just need to tighten
nice
up this
place.
primary drive servo.
That's the third primary drive breakdown this month. As far as I'm concerned, the phase-out on these older models can't come soon enough.
Oh, I don't know. Most of them have lasted long past their projected lifespans. If you ask me, they were built pretty well.
I can't argue with that. Even so, I'm ready to see the full Gen 3 roll out.
There we go. All set. Unit, you can return to duty.
Thanks again.
Of course. We're all looking forward to working with you.
Doc?
They weren't kidding. We really are here. Well, all right. I'm Allie Fillmore. You can think of me as the Institute's chief engineer. When Father told us about you, I could hardly believe it. You've been through so much, I think most people would have just given up. If you don't mind my asking, what was it that kept you going all that time?
I wanted to kill one of the Institute's agents. Kellogg.
Kellogg always was a cold bastard. If you ask me, we're better off without him. Now,
The entire
I'll give
planet
you a quick
was.
rundown of the facilities division, and then I'll answer any questions you might have afterward. As you might guess, we keep the Institute's mechanical and electrical systems running smoothly. We maintain and upgrade all of the systems that make it possible to live and work in a place like this. There's a lot of machinery behind these walls that recycles the air and water and provides power to the laboratories and quarters. The work we do might not be as exciting as some of the other departments, but it's at least as important. So, now that you're here and you've spoken to Father, does that mean you're on board?
I'm just looking around.
I see. Well, please do mind what you touch. Sensitive equipment here, not like topside. If there's anything else you'd like to know about the facilities division, I'm happy to discuss it.
I'm good for now. Thanks.
Goodbye, then.
No, she was really looking for Dr. Lee. Chow. Medic. Time? Huh. Ah.
Remember to keep
Bah.
unnecessary power consumption to a minimum.
Greetings, ma'am.
Don't recharge. Primary level.
Bioscience? Well, that's where she'd find Virgil's things. So that's where he said he worked.
Have you had time to examine my latest reports on batch 274?
Not yet. I've been reviewing Father's plans to expand our operations at Warwick. He's eager to get that going, so I've had to put everything else to one side.
I wonder how the Warwick family is doing. Young Wally must be close to 10 years old by now. It's remarkable that any child can survive for so long up there, don't you think?
I try not to think too much about it. We have more than enough to occupy ourselves here. Those people are the last remnants of a dying past. It's best not to dwell on the subject.
They're still people, and they're suffering. We can at least admit that it's regrettable. After all, how can we hope to redefine mankind if we can't even hold on to our own humanity?
Well, that's a question best left to our colleagues in the robotics division.
Yes, well... I suppose you're right.
It's great to have you here.
Hi, Doc.
Welcome. So good to have you here. Dr. Clayton Holdren, head of the Bioscience Division. I can't wait for you to see the work we're doing. It's truly amazing.
I'll reserve judgment until I know more about it.
In that case, let me give you a brief overview of what we do here. As the name implies, the Bioscience Division specializes in fields of study such as botany, genetics, and medicine. Our most important directive is to ensure the health and well-being of everyone in the Institute. To that end, we cultivate highly specialized breeds of flora for use in food and medicine. We've even started to explore the idea of synthetic animal life. You probably saw the gorillas. They're really just a pet project at this point, but the potential is exciting nonetheless.
Seems like there's nothing you guys can't do.
With hard work and ingenuity, any challenge can be overcome. I'm sure I've taken up enough of your time as it is. But I have to ask, have you decided whether you'll join us?
I'm not sure. Right now I'm just trying to keep an open mind.
It's a big decision, I know. But it's also a rare and important opportunity. No need to rush to judgment. In any case, I imagine you'll want to continue looking around. Or, if you prefer, I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have.
I'm good for now. Thanks.
Take care, then.
Yeah, the Ranger looked around this whole bioscience place and very easily came to the conclusion that it was very much a very large area, kind of a waste of space.
Dr. Holdren's synth gorilla project
And,
showed promising results.
Yeah, she really didn't care for these Institute fellas, but she had to keep up the illusion at least a little bit longer. Didn't want to play her hand and get locked out, you know. However, with that, I say thank you all for joining me, and I hope you're enjoying my content as much as I'm enjoying making it for all of you. And I really do enjoy making it for all of you, because I put out a video 7 days a week. Yes, every single day. If you like my content, then please do that beautiful YouTube thing of like, comment, subscribe, hit the little bell icon, all that wonderful stuff, so you know, show that you like what I'm doing and you want me to grow and be strong. Also, feel free to share my videos with your friends, your enemies, your frenemies, your nemesis, everybody you know, with, you know, so I can grow wider and as opposed to deeper. Anyway, if you'd like to support my channel in a more meaningful way, then please take a look in the links down below. I'm sure there's a few awesome things down there you can like, such as my Discord server and other things. But anyway, thank you all for joining me, and I will see you all next time.